Hi, it's so nice to see you all again. So, tonight we're going to talk a little bit and to meditate on what is it to be human? So, when I was young, then the story was told that on your left shoulder there is a little angel. And this little angel is telling you all the good things, kind of, inspire you with love, care, all the good things which are there. And on the right shoulder, there is a little devil. And this devil kind of, brings you in situations of aggression, destruction, all, all this kind of things. So as humans, we are in between these two powers. Power which is connected with life instinct, love, survival, and creativity. And a power which is connected with our death instinct, aggression, self-destruction. And of course, when we look to self-destruction, there is really, the need to move into peace, the drive towards peace is there as well. Move out of the conflict of life. And I think, we all know these different sides of ourselves. The side kind of, who is basically wants to express, be creative, inspired, loving. And of course, what we put on it, being a good girl or a good boy. And the other side, where we kind of want to get rid of things, to destruct, where we lose our patience and become aggressive, become destructive. So when we look to Freud, who kind of described it first, Freud was only talking about Eros. Eros was the main drive in people. And of course, it's not only love, but also sexuality, you know, to keep humankind going, have many babies, many children is important. And that's all connected basically with life instinct. And then later on, he recognized that there is another drive as well in human beings. He called that Thanatos. So you have Eros on one side and Thanatos on the other side. The death instinct, destruction. And so often we feel victims, victims of, the good side of ourselves, which kind of is pushing us into be loving, self-sacrifice, and the bad side of ourselves, which is pushing us into aggression and destructiveness. It happens to us. We are kind and loving all the time and good till it becomes too much. And then we get angry, mean, And of course, when we look at it like this, it's quite superficial. But the question is, where are we? If these are two forces in us, two instincts, two drives, where are we? And of course, if we feel the victim of these two sides of ourselves, we are not there. We're just moving from one side to another side, from one side to another side. From love to destruction, and from destruction to love. And that's quite a horrible position to be in. It's a fight. And so often also a fight inside ourselves. So often when you work with people or when you self-reflect, you see that there is a kind of fear inside ourselves, a fear that there is something bad inside ourselves, something bad hidden. And there is this fear that this bad thing will come alive. And sometimes, when this bad thing will come alive, the fear is so big that we kind of, get a little bit grandiose. When this bad thing comes alive, we will destroy the world. It will be horrible. We will do awful things. So it's better kind of, to push it down. It's better not to allow it. It's better kind of, to choose for the other side. To choose for what we call the good side. And of course, when we choose for the good side and we don't want the bad side, or what we call the bad side, we get caught. We get caught in a struggle. We get caught in a struggle inside ourselves. We don't feel safe as a human being anymore. And there's this pressure that we have to be good. We have to be okay. And that's exhausting. And nobody is grateful, and nobody sees how hard we try to be good, and people are abusing us. They're just taking us for granted. And then at once, we lose control, and the bad side flares up. We don't feel seen. We don't feel appreciated. We want to die. The death wish is coming forward. And so often we kind of move in a circle like this. We start a project. We are positive. We try to build something. And then there is a difficulty. Or it isn't going according to our expectations. And everything collapses. We get angry with ourselves, angry with the world, angry with others. And often to a point that we kind of move into a phase of depression, want to die. lay in bed for 3 days with the blankets over our heads. And then after 3 days, we kind of, seem to forget how awful we feel and how much we want to die. And we get bored. And then we kind of, open up the blanket, come out of our bed and start a new project, a new inspiration. To build something positive again. And that's how we move through cycles between the two. So when we kind of move this to the level of the mind, so there is this kind of two sides of ourselves, the side which we want to have, what we want to be, what we grasp as reality, and the side we averse, we don't want, we push away. And when we move a little bit more to the depth, these two sides are basically very important. When we start something, like a sentence, at a certain moment, the sentence finishes. It dies. It's done. It's finished. Dinner is on the table. And then it's important to be able to let it go. To let it die. To let it finish. Sometimes this is very difficult, to let things finish. We're painting a room, but just that one corner. We cannot push ourselves to finishing this one corner. Because, when the one corner is painted, we have to let it go. It's finished. And that's difficult. It's the death of the painter. It's better to keep this little area there, so it's not completely okay. It's not completely finished. Because, when it's finished, what should we do with ourselves? What is our life about? We have to start a new project. And it's exhausting. We don't know what to do. So it's better not to finish. So this side of being able to finish, to let something die inside yourself, and maybe outside yourself, is so important. It's as important as the ability to pick things up, to start something. They both belong together. So a certain experience is coming forward, and we are curious about this experience, so we pick it up. And after we experienced it, it's important to to put it away again in its proper place. To let it go, to let it die. It's also the circle of emotions, of feelings. A feeling is coming up and a feeling disappears. And when we're grasping the feeling, we want to hold on to it. We want to hold on to the love we feel. We don't want to let it go. We want to hold on to the stillness we meet in our meditation. We want to hold on to the bliss because that's all good. It's so difficult to let the bliss die. to let it go, to let the love die, to let it go. So when we pick something up, we identify with it as well. It's my love. It's not only the experience of love, but the moment we grasp it, it becomes my love. So how could you let your love die? And what would happen if we let it die? When we let my love for you die? It's amazing what happens. Not when we do it in the destructiveness. It is not allowed anymore. We close the heart. But to kind of go through the circle where love is building up, inspired, created, and then we let love die by itself. Immediately a new circle will come forward. And in this new circle, it's not so much my love anymore. Love is happening. And this is where we get closer to human, where things are happening. But not in a way that we are the victim of it. You know, the devil told it in my right ear. So I couldn't help myself. I had to hit my little sister. But when things are moving through you, both the destructive side as the creative side, and they're dancing together. This brings us in the moment, in the here and now. We don't need to express everything what is moving through us, but it is part of us. It brings us to being human. And what is a being human? Human is containing both sides. And the dance between both sides, the dance between creation and destruction, the dance between the drive to live and the drive to die, the dance between something coming into form and something moving out of form. And behind it is also this kind of, when something moves out of form, behind it is also peace. It can come to peace by itself. It's a beautiful wheel which both sides inside ourselves. Every moment we live, a moment before that is dying. We cannot hold on to the past. The moment we hold on to the past, it was such a beautiful moment. I want to keep it. What is happening is instead of that we keep it, we get entangled. We get entangled in exactly what we don't want. It becomes destructive. It creates a separation. We lose the connection with the moment. So when we look to this, we need both. It circulates through us. Our destructiveness and our creativity. The life instinct and the death instinct. So when we look at this, if we only want the good, we project the bad outside ourselves on others. And of course, when the bad is outside ourselves on others, we have to act on it. And the only way to act on it is to fight the bad. To fight the devil with sword and fire. And before we know it, we become sword and fire. And we grow horns and a tail. And we do things we really regret. But we have to. Because the other is so bad. The other is causing this in us. And when you look what is on the background, it's really a deep fight with our own death instinct, our own destructiveness, our own aggression, our own anger. So it is so important to embrace Thanatos inside ourselves. Thanatos, the death instinct, helps us to finish things, to end things, sometimes friendships, necessary. To say no, to put borders. To let go of patterns. To let go of beliefs. So it is a way to move, to grow, to develop, to move from one moment to another moment. And when we embrace Thanatos, so often what we see, because we are so much fighting with the destructive side, Eros comes alive by itself. It is not an either or anymore. The blend is taking place. It gives us the ability to give form with a heart, to say no with a heart, becomes an end, where life and death are dancing together as one. Where we're able to build, to love, to care, and are able to let it go. And the ability to let it go is so important, because so often, there is, when love is not free, when we cannot let it go, or care is not free, and we cannot let it go, we start to move in, okay, I did this and that and that and that for you, and you know how much I love you, and what are you doing for me? What's there? So we get angry, destructive. The love becomes conditional. And conditional love is so destructive, because it takes all the freedom away. from ourselves, from the other, we are trapped. Care becomes conditional care. Our creative drive becomes conditional. Conditional on the world around us, how the world is reacting. Why would you paint when nobody loves your paintings? Nobody is selling them. Why would you be if nobody wants you? Everybody's rejecting you. Why would you live at all? And again, when I talk like this, Thanatos is talking. It's the little devil talking. And what does this little devil want? Basically, what this little devil wants is that the inner struggle which is there is going to die. It wants peace, peace of the effort, peace of the hard work, peace of the whole wanting to be good, because if you're good, you have the right to exist. And this little devil wants to get rid of that. It wants peace. It wants to be out of the struggle, out of the inner fight. And so often when we look to self-destruction, it's all about this. It's all about letting go of the suffering we are in, connected with holding on to things, connecting with not wanting things, connecting with this inner fight. And that's where we also lose the connection with being human. This is where we start to act in ways which are quite destructive towards ourselves and towards others. This is where we lose ourselves in destruction, where destruction is not only putting a border or to letting go of something or ending something, finishing something, but where destruction is getting its own life, either in the form of self-destruction or destruction of others. It's better not to love as to love conditional. If love is an effort, when we have to kind of, to work hard to love, if its existence is an effort, and we have to work so hard to deserve the right to exist. If life is an effort, so maybe then it makes sense to let go of all of that. Not of life, not of love, but let go of the effort. And this is part why Thanatos is such a help to us, because Thanatos helps us to let it go, to release it. so that in the cycle which is taking place, existence can just be. And we find our human form again. Not I exist, but existence is there. Being is there. Not I am. Not I love you because. But there is love. There is an atmosphere of love between us. And it moves up. And it goes down a little bit. And then it moves up and it goes down a little bit. And it moves up and it goes down a little bit. It comes alive and it dies. Like our thoughts. It comes alive and it dies. And this gives peace and quiet in our mind. And thoughts can come alive and they are allowed to die. And as humans, we stand behind these thoughts, behind the feelings, behind the experience. With both the bow with the arrow and the heart in one hand and the sword in the other hand. And here and now. Okay, I leave it like this. We take a little break, a 5-minute break, and after 5 minutes, Georgie will give a beautiful guided meditation.
Okay, we are coming back again, and the non-dual human in us greets the non-dual human in you, whatever that is. So let's find a comfortable position to meditate on our humanity. And as you're getting yourself into a comfortable position, just take a little bit of time to greet the body. This dear human friend. That works so hard to keep us safe. Maybe some gratitude towards this living being of the body. For its wisdom, for its patience. And maybe you could just give the body, for the time of this meditation, your trust that it knows what it's doing. Meaning wherever the consciousness is coming to life within the body, there's a meeting of recognition, trust, oneness. And often When we bring our attention to our breathing, this helps our consciousness move to different areas of the body. So let's do that now. Noticing the softness of the inhalation and the naturalness of the exhalation. Noticing the natural breathing of the body. And little by little, let this breathing have a life of its own. No effort needed. As if the in-breath and the out-breath are like waves on a shore. It's happening all by itself. Perhaps if you listen to your breathing, it sounds a little bit like waves on a beach. Perhaps as you allow the inhalation and exhalation in its natural rhythm, you can even taste the saltiness of life as the air moves through you. And as you relax even more deeply, maybe you could allow this breathing to be centered in your heart area, in your chest area. So now you're breathing in and out like waves on a shore from the center of your chest. Breathing in whatever is here. and releasing with a big splash whatever is here and wants to be released now. We're breathing into the center of our hearts. Any feelings from the world that want to be inhaled now. And breathing out whatever wants to be exhaled and shared now. And perhaps as you breathe in, you could allow yourself to breathe in something of the quality of humanness from the outside. Breathing in the essence of humanity deeply into your heart. And with the out breath, sharing the essence of your own humanity. We're breathing in humanness from the outside, deep into our hearts. And we're exhaling humanness from the inside into the outer space. And maybe it's possible between the in-breath and the out-breath, or behind the breathing, to touch a still space of human, the stillness of humanity. What is this? What does it feel like in the heart? This humanness. How are you relating or feeling towards this still space of humanness? How does it affect you? Just allow any feeling or emotion or vibration or experience to be free as you let your consciousness and your breathing move downwards now, falling like a feather downwards to a center position beneath the navel, the center of the pelvic. Just take some time to allow yourself to arrive in the pelvic area where we're going to breathe in and out. Inhaling the felt sense of our humanness and exhaling the mystery of human from the inside. We're inhaling our impressions from the outside of humanity and humanness. And with our exhalation, we're sharing the simplicity of our own humanness. And as you inhale and exhale these sensations, let them be unfiltered, unbothered, uncensored. Let them be what they are. And somewhere in the pelvic area between the inhalation and the exhalation, perhaps you can find that place of no breath, that place of stillness, or hold your breath and just for a moment touch what it is to be totally still in the stillness of your humanity. What is this? Notice how you're relating and how you feel towards this still space of humanity in the pelvic area. Allow any feelings or emotions to be free. And maybe you could allow this sense of humanity or your humanness to be felt through every cell of the body now. Allowing this humanness to be part of the substance of the body. We're allowing our humanness to live as the body, right here, right now. Now, as you center yourself again in the pelvic area, I'd like you to connect with a time where you experienced a deep lust for life or deep desire. Let yourself recall the sensation of lust for life or deep desire. How that felt, how that feels. Asking your body to remind you. It can be a light or a fire or a sound or a fluid. It can be like a wind moving through you. Each moment unique. Just notice how this lust for life wants to move through you, and let it. How is your body moving with this lust for life? How is it shared with the world? How does your body share this lust for life with the universe? Can you let this lust for life be free to move through you? Perhaps you can notice areas of pleasure which you never noticed before. Can you allow yourself to be nourished by this lust for life? Can you allow all the light to move through you and take form and transform and share it with other humans? And if you want, you can allow the light to become purer and purer until you begin to fade into the light as it fills the whole space around you. And when you're ready, please notice your breathing again. Your breathing and centering yourself in the pelvic area where the body is supported by the earth. And the light is fading now as you open up to the source of the light, this primordial darkness. Notice how much space there is in this primal darkness. And knowing that you're totally safe in this absorbing darkness. Perhaps you could connect with a time when you really wished to come to rest, when you longed to give back the equipment, when death seemed like a friend to you. We're connecting with a memory of a time where we were broken and we turned away from the world towards this primordial darkness. Let yourself expand into the boundless peace which is here. As little by little we disappear into this deep rest. The boundless core of the mystery. Notice how familiar it is. Let yourself energetically lie down into this. You're lying down in this field. Even behind the sense of human. The word human bounces often away from you. And now is your time to choose a quality of true nature which you'd like to share from this boundless space through all the body, the belly, the ribs, the heart, the head, into the space around you and with the whole. We're breathing into this boundless space, and with our out-breath we're sharing this quality or qualities with the whole of the human world. And from the messy business of being human, this is the moment where we say goodbye to the people sharing time and space with us on YouTube. And we appreciate your company and thank you for being with us. We'll continue inside the Zoom room. We take a 5-minute break and then we'll have some sharing and the peace meditation.